Alright guys, in today's video we have some exciting information about the upcoming PlayStation 5 event, more specifically talking about some of the games that we can expect to be announced at this event. At the time of this recording, Sony has not revealed a new date, but for all I know, maybe when I drop this video, Sony will. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, we do have some interesting information about the long-rumored Silent Hill PS5 reboot that will be exclusive to the PS5, and how it seems we can expect to see this at the reveal event to some capacity. We're also getting some teases about Horizon Zero Dawn 2, or Horizon 2, whatever you want to call it, which is obviously extremely exciting. So these are the two games we're going to be focusing on in this video, but I also wanted to take a few moments here to let you guys know about a patent, and I'm a little bit late to this one, but I think it's something you guys will care about. A patent for a controller, a DualSense controller, that hints at wireless charging, and how this is something that Sony might be implementing through maybe an attachment you can buy in the future. Again, I think that's something a lot of you guys are going to be interested in. So before we go any further, if you could do me a big favor, make sure you hit the like button to show your support and help the video out, and hit the subscribe button as well so you don't miss any future content. But starting here with the controller, it says video game controllers have come a long way over the years, but charging up your gamepad is still far from a perfect experience. DualShock 4 and Xbox One controllers still just ship with a basic USB cable for charging, and while there are various third-party charging solutions available, you never know how functional or reliable those are going to be. A fairly large portion of gamers are still just using the basic USB cables that their controllers shipped with. Well, a recently unearthed Sony patent hints the company may finally be getting serious about improving the controller charging experience. The patent shows an attachment that would allow controllers to be easily charged via an induction base. The attachment would also include additional back buttons, and it shows this in the diagram. Now, the most interesting aspect of this is the inclusion of these back buttons, because I feel like there's a lot of people who would want to be able to get that wireless charging benefit but don't want to have to worry about having any buttons there. So I don't know if maybe there's going to be multiple attachments you can buy. Maybe you can just buy the little charging attachment itself and it won't come with back buttons, or you can get the, I guess, better version that does come with the buttons, whatever you want to call it, the more expensive version. We don't know yet, but either way, this does seem to be like an attachment that Sony is planning to sell as an accessory for the DualSense, which is pretty cool. And you know, the idea of having wireless charging for a next generation controller just makes complete sense to me. Even if I have to pay a little bit to get an attachment for it, I'm totally cool with that. I think that just makes sense for Sony to do that, so they can keep the cost of the console as low as they can, and for anybody who wants that extra benefit, you can just pay a little bit more for it. So we'll have to wait and see if this is something that ends up happening. I think it will, and it's also worth noting that, you know, maybe the inclusion of these back buttons is inspired by the back button attachment that Sony recently released, but it does look different. So let me know your thoughts about that, guys. But moving on from that, we are talking about the long-rumored Silent Hill PS5 game. It says excitement is at an all-time high surrounding the Silent Hill series. After a long hiatus, it really does look like Konami's survival horror franchise is about to make its return on PlayStation 5 with a reboot developed by Sony Japan Studio. Kichiro Toyama has returned to direct Kichiro, hopefully I think I just butchered his name, but Toyama has returned to direct the PS5 exclusive, and according to one of the sources which helped to leak the news in the first place, the new Silent Hill project will be part of Sony's next-gen game event. Now, at the time of this article being written, it was still scheduled for June 4th. We know it's not, but Aesthetic Gamer, who worked in tandem with website Rely on Horror to share details on the rumored title, says that Silent Hill PS5 should be revealed on June 4th, or at this event whenever it does happen. Now, he states this because it's an exclusive game in a playable state, and the team is excited to reveal the game. The Twitter profile warns the announcement could be held back until August, when Sony is speculated to be hosting another State of Play livestream due to the fact that it is not a launch game. However, the Japanese giant did say that this week's digital event would focus on the games you'll be playing after PlayStation 5 launches this holiday. We don't have too much longer to wait until we find out whether this actually comes to fruition or not. So I find this incredibly exciting. Obviously, you guys know that this is a title I've been talking about for a while now, because I would absolutely love to see this be a real thing. In fact, it seems like it actually is a real thing. I mean, it's just a matter of possibly a couple days now, maybe just a week or two until we finally see it revealed. It does make sense that Sony may want to hold back on announcing it because it won't be a launch game and they don't want to cause any type of confusion, but we've also seen in the past Sony has not, you know, they have not been afraid to show games that are kind of down the pipeline in development that'll come out a year or even 2 years later. So I think we will see it at this event, but even if we don't, we know for sure, according to both Aesthetic Gamer and Rely on Horror, that we will learn about this game before the end of the year. And guys, I have to say that I think it's amazing that Sony has struck a deal with Konami to make this happen. I think it's awesome that they're bringing back a lot of the original team, or at least some of the, you know, creatives behind the original franchise. I think that that's really going to add that layer that people are going to be looking for, where, you know, is this going to be a good game? Is it going to be true to what Silent Hill is? You know, but also be like a modern rendition of it, and I think it's going to be awesome. It sounds like it's going to be AAA. Apparently, it's already in a playable state, so I honestly cannot wait to see this game announced. But to finish this video, we're talking about the next Horizon Zero Dawn game. It says it's looking more and more likely that Horizon Zero Dawn, or a sequel to it, will receive an announcement at the PlayStation 5 reveal event. When PlayStation announced the event on Twitter, 2 Horizon Zero Dawn developers individually retweeted the tweet and made comments seemingly teasing the video game sequel announcement. So obviously this is something I'm a little bit late to, but I still find it very interesting. Maybe it's okay that I'm late to it because the event ended up getting delayed anyway. One tweet belonged to lead animator Richard Ode, while the other belonged to senior Quest designer Blake R, is what I'll call him. Both tweets happened soon after Sony made the announcement of the PS5 showcase, and both tweets ended up getting deleted soon after. So if you need any, you know, if you were maybe thinking this doesn't mean anything, you know, it's not a hint at the game, no, these tweets got deleted because Sony's telling these guys, be quiet, we need to save the surprise. But it seems Blake's tweet was much sparser than Ode's, but also a lot more revealing. Instead of asking fans to mark their calendars, he simply said, "Join us," which made it sound as though Guerrilla Games was going to be part of the PS5 reveal event. It's not an outright confirmation, of course, but it's still an interesting choice of words to use regarding a function that plans to reveal PlayStation 5 launch titles. So very exciting, guys. I think we all expect Guerrilla Games to be there, and I think we are all basically expecting to see a sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn announced, but there's a chance maybe there will be something else there from Guerrilla Games. So it's also somewhat suspicious that both tweets got deleted right after being posted. It seems like Sony wants Guerrilla Games' presence at the event to be a surprise, considering a Horizon Zero Dawn sequel is one of the most anticipated games for PS5. This does make sense. Guerrilla Games does still have one tweet up about the event, though, and it doesn't belong to any individual developer. Instead, the tweet posted up by the official Horizon Zero Dawn Twitter account. Unlike the 2 taken down tweets, this doesn't reveal much of anything. It doesn't have any text at all, just 2 hand over mouth emojis, which could mean anything given the context. And so, you know, this is why this tweet specifically wasn't deleted, but it's clearly them, you know, hinting at something. Now, the other tweet that, let's see, who was it here? This other tweet that was deleted from Richard Ode, he said, "The future of gaming, mark your calendars for next week." So that tweet was also deleted, and in my opinion, it is more than obvious that Guerrilla Games is going to be there to some capacity. Now, I think the big question people have is, we know that Guerrilla Games has 2 big teams working on 2 projects. We've heard many different rumors, okay? We know for a fact that a sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn is in development, and I don't want to say I know for a fact, but I think it's safe to say that we will see it to some capacity at this event. So I don't think you have to worry about that. But what about the other project that Guerrilla Games' second team is working on? We've heard rumors that it is a SOCOM reboot. We've heard that it's another Killzone game potentially. But we've also heard that it might not be either of those things, and it could actually be a spin-off Horizon title, like a multiplayer spin-off. Now, it sounds like whatever it is going to be multiplayer related. I don't know. I can't say what I think it's most likely to be. I would like to see a SOCOM reboot. I think that would actually be really awesome. I would be up for a new Killzone as well, and I would also be excited if it was a Horizon multiplayer spin-off, but it's just hard to say. I think my only thing is I would like to see it either be SOCOM or Killzone, simply because I feel like, you know, having two different Horizon games, it just seems a little bit redundant, but it's hard to say. Maybe it wouldn't be, but I would, you know, honestly, if I had to pick between those three, I'd probably want to see a SOCOM reboot. I think that maybe the time is right for that. I think that would also be a great launch title to compete with, you know, Microsoft's Halo Infinite. But either way, I think that there may actually be two different titles announced from Guerrilla Games, which I think one of those titles will be a launch title, and I think the other is going to be Horizon 2, which will come a year, maybe a year and a half later down the line. Anybody who's expecting a Horizon sequel to be at the launch of the PlayStation 5, do not expect that. I don't think that's going to happen. So that's pretty much going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it, and I hope you did find it informative. We have some very exciting information about games that we're talking about here, and it just sounds like this event, whenever it is going to happen, is going to be absolutely huge, and it's going to be incredibly exciting, and I absolutely cannot wait. So let me know your thoughts about all this down in the comments below. Again, leave the video a like if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already. Hit the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.